All right. It looks like we are officially live on YouTube,
Recording in progress.
and now we're officially live at home, or at the usual place. So, welcome to Musings on Madison here on the Second City Hockey Podcast Network. I'm your host, Dave Melton, the site manager at Second City Hockey. You can find me on Twitter at DMelt57, and I think we're up and running everywhere. Hopefully, we haven't broken anything. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I don't know. We'll find out as we go. But we've got a mild lineup change this evening, but we've got all the people who are here for the long haul of SecondCityHockey.com assembled this evening. Up first, he is on he's on Twitter at Mill182, and he is the Second City Hockey. What Mark Hoppus is the Blink 182. It's Mil Savage.
I'm everybody's dad now.
Yes.
Mark Hoppus is like the pop punk dad, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much these days. That's just it's weird. It's weird that they are all dudes in like their 50s now, and they're still just it's a 50-year-old dudes making dick jokes.
Yeah. Well, Mark's 51, but I think Tom and Travis are like still in their like mid to late 40s. They're a little younger than him.
Oh,
Not that makes a huge difference, but there was a lot of dick jokes this weekend. I'm so glad I took my mom to the second night.
I assume we should probably spell out the Mill. You were at both Blink 182 shows this weekend. So how was the experience?
That was the best I've ever seen them play, honestly. And the first night was cool. I was like on the side stage barricade because the stage wrapped all the way around, and it was basically the right wing circle, like on the end the Hawks shoot twice.
So
it's kind of weird being down there.
So yeah, I was like, so you were at the end where they shoot. Yeah, never mind. I was trying to think of a really good joke there, but it didn't work out. So never mind. I'm just gonna keep moving along.
But yeah, so thank you for asking. It was fun.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Also with us this evening, she's not on Twitter, but she's at SecondCityHockey.com under the name LBR, where she is, of course, the Second City Hockey Bull and Wall of Text. It's Betsy.
I'm taking a break from binging a bunch of Survivor for this, and it'll probably make me just as mad, I'm sure,
well,
as Tribune.
We appreciate your sacrifice, and we hope you're not as disappointed, but who knows?
No, I'm always disappointed with Survivor. And
well,
so,
okay. Like, I meant by this, but
oh, okay. I was like, no, it will never be. I've never had anybody I wanted win. So I feel like maybe there's only one direction to go, right? It's got to go up, hopefully.
yeah, I guess that's our that should be our tagline for the evening. The only way to go from here is up. Regardless of what happens tonight, after tonight, it would seem like the only way to go is up. Well, after the last 6 months, I should say.
Yeah, because even if bad stuff happens, good things or good people can be selected. If that makes sense.
Yeah, hopefully. Also with us this evening, and I still haven't, we had like the Jeff Hackett wall of text, but I don't know if that's more offensive to Jeff Hackett or to Betsy or to Eric. But either way, Eric Eggenheimer is here for this evening as well.
I don't think it's offensive to anybody. I think it's just fine. But you can't. We'll figure out some type of intro at some point. You can't force it like a nickname. It'll just happen.
Yeah, like I can't call you like an Oracle of Oak Park or anything like that. Like that would be obvious copyright infringement.
Absolutely.
So, well again, we got a long off season. We got plenty of time to workshop it, and we'll see where it all goes. So I imagine most people know why we have assembled this evening. If you're listening, we're live on YouTube. As far as I know, it looks like it's live everywhere I've looked. So, we're assembled this evening, recording this live during the NHL Draft Lottery. It's a few minutes before 7 o'clock right now, and I have ESPN on in front of me. And so far, I think for the last 5 minutes or so, it has just been the longest Connor Bedard highlight reel I've ever seen in my life. So obviously that's the prize at the top of the lottery this evening. So real quick before we the draft lottery, which I assume is going to start, if I remember correctly, they just dive right into this thing once the 7 o'clock hour gets here. So I just want to do a quick look around the room and just a quick vibe check from everyone on how everyone is feeling ahead of this draft lottery. And Betsy, I'll start with you to see where you're at.
I mean, we already went over my vibe, which is I'm ready for Survivor level disappointment. Which is kind of a sad thing to say because it's not like even if they pick fifth, it's not like that's going to be a bad kid. That's going to be a really, really good player. It's just our hopes are much higher than that. So my vibe right now is, I think I said before, it was I'm already ready to be disappointed, and then I'll have to get over it, and then be excited later. That's my vibe.
Yeah. Mill, what about you?
Well, you know, it's funny. Like, I peered into the Hawks store the other day that's in the building, and there's no jerseys up anymore, which is funny because they're guys that they could sell jerseys of are all gone, pretty much. So my thought is just, I wonder if they're going to get somebody that they can merchandise by next season, or if it's going to be a while.
Yeah, because there's probably only 2 players that they could start selling jerseys for like tomorrow. Beyond
Yeah.
that, it's like, they're going to be at least 1 year away, if not more, most likely, and so it might be a while before we get the jerseys. The jerseys pop up at a Hawk quarters or whatever, or I think it's just the official Blackhawks store now. It's not Hawk
Oh
quarters
man,
anymore.
Hawk quarters. That's dating ourselves, Dave.
Yes, it is. But I think we do that pretty much all the time around these parts, unfortunately. So, Eric, you said your vibes were unchecked, and I'm not entirely sure what that means. So please feel free to elaborate.
I don't know what that means either. No, my concern is kind of a twofold. Obviously, everybody wants the top pick. Everybody wants Bedard, or at least top 2. Really, I think you're in pretty good shape going into next season. But I saw something the other day that made it sound like they are not really big fans of Will Smith. So the other kind of concern, but I guess that would be more for the draft than tonight specifically, is just that they would reach for someone else at 5, but we'll have plenty of time to talk about that later.
Yeah, Will Smith seems like he is shooting up draft boards like crazy lately because he's been very good in the second half of the season. My main concern is that if Will Smith ends up on the Blackhawks by about August, I'm going to be sick of the Will Smith jokes.
Oh, I'm already sick of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They might not necessarily reach though, because Benson's right there too. Like, it's him and Will Smith. So whichever one's at 5 is what I would hope for.
Well, if Mitchkov's still there, then that's what I would hope for. But that's another big different discussion to have.
Yeah.
It's just I would say my sports general mood for the last year or so has just been dread. Because everything that has been bad that could happen has happened. Like the White Sox last season completely fell apart and started this season this way. The Bears were the worst team in the league. The Blackhawks failed to be the worst team in the league, even though they wanted to be. My Premier League team is pretty much confirming its relegation with a loss today, so they're the worst team in their league. I just haven't seen anything good happen in sports in like a year, so I'm expecting somehow I'm expecting this to be the worst case scenario, just because that's the way it seems like everything has gone lately for me in the sports world. So if I had to put a specific vibe on it, it would be existential dread and doom.
Connor Bedard's one-timer is like Joe Sakic if he had a sword. I'm like watching his highlights right now. I'm like, this isn't. He's so nuts.
It's Eric, I wanted to ask you about Connor Bedard specifically because I think everyone here is aware of how good he is, but I think you've probably watched the most of his highlights because you were doing the regular updates at the site throughout the last 4 months. Can you give a quick summation of, I guess the question would be, how good he is?
So, I mean, people talk, they throw around McDavid, they throw around Crosby, they throw around Gretzky, but like realistically, in especially the stuff that I've seen lately, kind of where would you rank the picks that have gone number 1 in the last 10 years? McDavid seems to be at the top, and then Bedard most times is right below him. So they're putting him above Austin Matthews. They're putting him above Jack Hughes. And then obviously everyone else slots in below that. So, I mean, they seem to think, and his shot is his calling card. I mean, that's what's going to score a ton of goals for him next year. And it's specifically his release point. And he does kind of this curl and drag release, and it explodes off of his stick. And I forget if it was Corey Pronman or Scott Wheeler said, as far as they're concerned, like the three best releases on the entire planet are Connor Bedard, Nikita Kucherov, and Austin Matthews, and they put Bedard at number one. Like they put him ahead of those two players
And
already.
Has he turned 18 yet?
No, he's
yeah.
still 17 years old.
I feel like that's the part I have to keep reminding myself is he's not even 18 years old yet. All this crazy shit he's doing, and he's not even 18 yet. Go ahead.
So that's the thing. Like, if you have a shot like that, yeah, he's smaller. He's going to get bodied off. He might not stick at center. He might end up being a winger. But it doesn't matter when you have a shot like that.
Mm.
And so, I mean, I think that's what's going to allow him to be successful to start coming in next year in a way that, because even McDavid was hurt the first half of his first season. And, Austin Matthews, he really exploded on the scene. That's kind of, I think, what I'm expecting is he could realistically come in and score 40 goals next year, kind of no matter what team he ends up on.
I'm guessing it's best prospect since McDavid, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
He sort of does the McDavid thing where once he's kind of in the slot, he can blow by anybody, and it's like pick your corner. It's kind of it's very impressive on tape.
Yeah, it's an immediate, like, he's your top line wing next season, I assume.
You would think, right?
Or center, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten too far into the winger center research part with him just because I didn't want to tempt fate by doing too much Connor Bedard research and then the Hawks don't get him. So, If
he does play wing, I feel like it'll be a Kane scenario where he still kind of drives play, but he's just not taking the defensive responsibilities.
Or they might play him wing to start and then switch him over.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
The Blackhawks just don't have very many centers, so
they don't have very many forwards.
I feel like they don't think Reichel's going to be a center long term, even though that's where he's been playing. And then who else do you got? Kurashev, maybe.
Kurashev, Dickinson, if you keep him.
Paul Ludwinski.
Nice
well, yeah, I mean, Nazar's next year, and
he'll be.
Yeah, they got some kids down the line, but nobody now. So
let Seth Jones play center. I mean, why not?
Yeah, sure. I'm on board. Well,
I think he was their points leader after, if you count, guys who finished the year on the team.
If they would have let him play center this year, then we might be having a much different. They would have been worse.
That was exactly what I was gonna say, Eric. Thank you for beating me to it. But yeah, I don't have any. I haven't tried to get too far into like penciling Bedard into a lineup because it's extremely unlikely that the Hawks are going to end up getting Connor Bedard this evening. Like, it's even like the most likely outcome is that they end up number 4 tonight, which is going to be not a full-on. Like, I don't think anything's a full-on disaster. A full-on disaster would have been finishing like 8th or 9th, and they can't do that because of the way the regular season standings ended. But yeah, it's like it feels like it's 1 and 2. And you have a guy that you can pencil into your lineup at the start of next season, but then after that, it's like, shit. I think. Go ahead, Mil.
Honestly, I think I'm rooting harder for just it not to be St. Louis or Detroit.
Yeah, just as long as it's not someone annoying.
St. Louis is the worst case scenario because you have to see him all the time. St. Louis. Fuck St. Louis, but also, I mean, St. Louis has other good forwards there. They have a little bit of a kind of infrastructure in place, I guess, for him to come in and like push them up pretty quick. So I think that's the worst possible place for him to go as far as any of us are concerned.
And obviously we're all aligned in our fandoms here, but it's funny, just like as I have Twitter open on the screen next to me, just seeing a non-insignificant number of tweets of anybody but the Blackhawks.
Oh my God, I was going to say, JFresh did a poll and it's 40% of them were like, not Chicago. The next highest was Montreal at 15. Like, they hate, I mean, Blame them.
You can't blame anyone. Not only were the Hawks the team that had the most, they were hateable for things on the ice, then they became hateable for things off the ice. Every team every other fan base should hate the Blackhawks at this point.
Yeah, they're going to go to Arizona and play at a college stadium in front of a 5,000 seat crowd that's not even full.
I was trying to think of what's the best place that Bedard could go for the NHL, because you have Snoop Dogg made a good point of that nobody knows who McDavid is in America outside of outside of hockey, because they don't put him because he's in a Canadian league and all this other stuff, and he's just not posted around as a premier player. And I was like, for NHL and for broadcasting and for pushing it in the US, where's the best place? And I can't, I know that do you want to put him in a small market? No.
I don't think it matters. The NHL's really bad at marketing their players.
But I think that they could be better, if he was with the right team. I don't know if the Blackhawks is a big market. Philly's a big market. Anaheim is the fun market. I feel like with him and Zegras, that could be really fun. So there are places that I think he could go that people could rally behind, and it would help the sport. Plus, there's a lot of people that bandwagon onto Anaheim because of the Ducks. But not the Sharks. Nobody cares about them. Columbus is a dead zone.
I laugh about the Columbus thing just because we had Alex from the Blue Jacket side on a few weeks ago and made a very convincing argument that Columbus is worthy of getting Bedard, just because there is a passionate fan base, although it is a very small fan base, so that is the problem. But
that's saying Nashville deserves them, and I'm I don't want that either.
Yeah, but Nashville's insufferable. So Columbus is the most least offensive hockey team I think that exists, mainly just because they haven't really had a ton of success in their careers. And their
Remember the Coyotes?
Yeah, but nobody.
The Coyotes employed Raffi Torres, so I disagree.
I don't even think Coyote
That's
fans
fair.
like the Coyotes. At least Columbus Blue Jackets fans like their team.
Yeah, everybody who lives in Arizona is a Chicago sports fan somehow.
Yeah, because they all moved there from here.
Yeah, they all retire there.
Yeah, it's Snowbird capital. So
I did see somebody joked that he should go to Philly just for the ultimate revenge, so that the Penguins can see what it's been like for the rest of the NHL for the last 30 years.
I saw that exactly.
Conversely, if the Penguins get him, Philadelphia fans might be calling psychiatric help.
Well, the Penguins can't get it.
Yeah.
They can't move up high enough,
1.5%.
but
The Penguins.
Yeah,
but Philly
they got
can.
a 1.5, don't they?
Yeah, 1.5.
No, but if they win, Anaheim wins. You can only move up 11
Oh,
slots.
yeah, that's right. They only,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you can only move up 11 slots.
Yeah, so
Vancouver is the last team that could win.
Oh,
Anybody
so
above Vancouver, Anaheim automatically
Vancouver's
wins.
gotten top players recently. Their organization just fucked that up. Give it to
They already have Quinn. They have Quinn Hughes. They have Pedersen. They got their own problems. They made their own bed.
So,
Remember how many picks the Oilers had in a row?
Yeah.
Yakupov.
When's the last time
Neil Yakupov.
the team
Sorry.
that was first overall got the first pick in a row? Because it used to happen all the time when the odds were in that favor, but once they switched to 3, it didn't happen very. It
Montreal.
didn't happen often.
Montreal.
Yeah, last year I think
retained
Montreal.
number 1 last year. All right, really quick, because we're all watching this on various speeds of platforms or whatever.
Okay.
Bill Daly just came on my screen,
Yep,
standing
I
in
got
front
the
of a
16.
podium. Did that happen with you guys?
I don't have
No.
16 yet.
Okay. Oh, all right. Well,
Now
Elliot
it
Freeman
did just now.
Elliot Freeman just
16.
tweeted out Flames number 16. So now
Yep.
we have to. All right. So this is the point of the program where we cannot spoil it for anybody.
Total chaos.
All right.
Elliot Friedman's gonna spoil it for all of us.
Well, no. I just closed Twitter. I'm not gonna look because I would like there to be a live reaction. And so someone's out in the background too. But I was looking at actually it's been the last 2 years that the number 1 pick has been retained. It was the Montreal last year, then Buffalo the year before. Then in 2020, the Rangers jumped up and got.
That's what I was saying. I was like, there haven't been many instances where it was 2 years in a row for a while, and then much less 3 years in a row. Technically, that doesn't actually impact the odds. That's not how that works. But I'm like, Karma Universe, let's make this happen. I don't know.
Well, they're just about to reveal number 13. Where are the rest of you at?
I just
I-
got 13.
I just saw
I-
13.
Okay, so we're all. It sounds like Mill might be slightly ahead of us. So if Mill,
Yeah,
so
I'm
try.
behind. I just
Okay.
saw Pittsburgh
Okay,
pop
so
up.
so Eric's reaction will be the last one. So Eric is the only one who's allowed to react. So then the other three of us will not spoil it for anyone or not spoil it for him. I might have to mute my microphone when the time
I
comes
do
up.
want to say, just because this is retroactive now about Pittsburgh, did they even hire a new front office yet to make a pick?
No.
No.
No, that's
They were talking about Bowman, and people were like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah, that's
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Not
let's-
only from a on ice, but a off ice thing.
Yeah, like there's no winning there. Like that's just a bad idea.
they think if the Leafs get bounced and Dubas walks, then I think they're going to pay big money to try to get Dubas to go to Pittsburgh. It sounds like, at least.
So when Toronto gets bounced and
Well, yeah.
because that feels pretty inevitable at this point.
I'll tell you guys what. I took a Florida jersey out of my closet day one, and I've been hanging it outside of my closet, and they've been winning since I did that. So I might have fucked the Leafs and the Bruins.
Well, I'm glad we're making this small talk as the draft ladder is unfolding in front of me because now, like, I actually like feeling a mild, so a little bit of anxiety.
Oh,
a little
thank
bit of
God,
nerves
St.
here.
Louis.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you're a full pick behind me then. So.
Yeah.
All right.
same.
We stay down there at 10, St. Louis.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Thank God. I like. Aside just from the general annoyance that is the St. Louis Blues, also not having to watch Connor Bedard 8 to 10 times a season playing against the Blackhawks would not be ideal.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
Oh,
Or
Eiserman doesn't even care now.
no, the Yzer plan was still good. They're gonna miss the playoffs for the next 3 years, but the Yzer plan is still good. Don't care what anyone tells you.
I can't. I'm just laughing because of the GM of the seventh. It's my guy.
Oh, just sitting in a room by himself? Nope.
Yep. You know who it is, right?
Yeah.
That's my guy. I love him as a player.
This is
It's going how it should be so far.
It's so far we have not had any
Here we
nobody's
go.
jumped the order yet.
Good.
Jump the shark.
Nobody's jumped the Sharks, correct.
That's actually pretty funny.
This is gonna make for really good audio later. It's just the three of us like quiet anticipation of what's going to happen.
Ew, I don't like
Is it
this now. They're down to
anticipation
the
or
wire.
anxiety?
Yeah, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, and we're all just gonna wait for Eric's exclamation one way or another.
I'm gonna mute myself. So I
Oh
don't-
shit! Okay,
Yeah,
top four.
Okay, yeah. This is where I'm gonna continue talking about something mainly just to fill the airspace that exists. But I'm watching all the comments, and thank you for everyone who's hopped into the comments at secondcityhockey.com, because it's a lot of expletives and all caps and oh my god, this is stressful, and please God don't let this happen. And I've seen a lot of
Ooh, top three.
are they gonna go to a goddamn commercial before the top three?
They probably are.
Oh my gosh,
Sons of
yeah.
bitches! I forgot
They're
this.
showing Bedard highlights.
Okay, so
Oh, look at my boy McDavid.
the worst case scenario didn't happen.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
No.
Top
Oh.
three's pretty good.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't matter. They'll get their choice because even if they don't get one or two, if somebody doesn't like Fantilli, because I'm sure maybe somebody won't, maybe he drops, they'll have their choice between Carlson, Michkov, and anybody else that they
Will
like.
Smith, Zach Benson.
It'll be.
I
I
think
think it'll
it's
be
Benson and
Carlson.
Smith.
Yeah.
I think it'll be Carlson too if he's the one that's there. Of course, I would love if somebody fell in love with Carlson and Fantilli.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if somebody fell so in love with Will Smith that he jumped up to number 2 and Adam Fantilli fell down to number 3? That's actually.
happened.
I will bet you $500.
No,
that it doesn't happen.
I don't think it'll happen either, but
Well, because I don't know. It's going to be an interesting to watch the next month and a half or so until the NHL draft to see if any of the NHL GMs try and talk themselves out of one of the. I think 1 and 2 are pretty. Or number 1 is obviously set in stone, and
somebody just spoiled stuff on Twitter, so don't look.
okay. How does someone
I'm
spoil
getting
it?
a
I'm still.
Jägermeister ad.
I'm
I don't know
We
what you guys
spoiled
have.
it. We spoiled it. Apparently,
I'm
they
I,
knew ahead of time.
they're
Apparently,
gonna fire Kevin Weeks.
people in the comments are talking about it too.
I'm watching Kale McCarr eat a bowl of salad in a Great Clips commercial, so I don't know yet.
I had a Jägermeister ad.
Congratulations! I'm enjoying myself Miller High Life this evening because I thought that would be a good way to the champagne and beers to toast the celebration of what happens.
Indeed.
So it's all played out exactly as it should so far, right?
I love people are like, this is the most dramatic commercial break now because people are like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Did somebody spoil something? Shit.
Yeah. Like I remember when the Kirby Doc thing happened, when the Hawks won the lottery to get Kirby Doc, and they because at that time it was like the top 16 teams went into the draft lottery, and then they pulled the top 3, and then they redrew again for 1, 2, and 3. So it was like they did the same thing though. Like they went to the commercial break and the Blackhawks weren't in there, so we knew the Hawks had gotten into the top 3. But I wasn't even watching. I just had like my phone exploding in my pocket. I think it was at the grocery store. Like, what the hell's... I thought, like, someone had died. I'm like, oh, no, the Blackhawks did a thing. Well, they didn't do a thing. They got a fortunate bounce for a change.
They
Actually
blew it.
fortunate.
Kevin Weeks is now trending on Twitter because
Kevin Weeks has been... Elon Musk just banned Kevin Weeks on Twitter for spoiling the NHL draft.
He's going to have to go hide in all those weird spots that he breaks stories from now. Under a bush or in a shrub or wherever.
In the bathroom.
Yeah, he does that. I mean, that's like his thing now.
Yeah,
if anybody didn't know
beautiful.
that.
I love it.
I enjoy his shtick. I enjoy Kevin Weeks in general. Like,
He's
he
one
had
of the best personalities.
Yeah, I like him too.
He had a generally underwhelming NHL career. Like, he was mostly a career backup, if I remember correctly.
For
right?
like 10 teams.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like TV personalities are usually guys that don't
Yes.
have like the best careers?
Of course,
Paul
yeah.
Bissonnette.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, Bissonnette is great on TV. I may not like some of the stuff he says, but
Yeah,
I think
sucks
you
as a
could
player.
you could probably draw a line to how those guys keep getting jobs too. In the first place, is because everybody likes them and they're such good teammates that that's
Okay.
why they keep going for a while. Okay, I'm coming back.
we're gonna need.
Yeah, I'm seeing. I've got. Yeah, there. It's back on screen. They were just showing Draisaitl getting ready to score 5 goals tonight against Vegas.
Yep, I'm seeing
Which-
Draisaitl
All
now
right,
too.
Okay.
I'm back. I'm getting the
Okay.
the next one.
So we all have to be quiet before Eric reacts.
Oh, geez, pressure. I don't know how I'm in Chicago and I'm so far behind all of you. Like, what kind of logic does that take? All right, let's go, Bill. Let's go, Bill Daly. What do you got for us?
Okay, if we get the first before you even react to 2.
I hope not. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
top 2, bitch.
So you saw number 3 then, Eric?
I just saw that Columbus
Okay.
got
So
3.
Columbus is number 3. So the Hawks got
Uh-oh.
Bedard or Fantilli.
Uh-oh.
Bill, be
I
quiet.
might have to mute my mic.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Mute your mic.
They're gonna go
Mute
straight
your
from
mic.
3 to 1. Yeah, Mill don't
Okay, yeah,
react. Eric, you react, and you're the only one who's allowed to react. I'm not gonna say
Oh,
a
wow.
word.
This is very interesting. That's all I can say.
Verbeek's got some hipster glasses on. Let's go. Show it.
Eric.
Oh, my fucking God.
Holy shit.
Yeah, what? Oh,
I've never been so glad I got to buy somebody a fucking Phoebe Bridgers shirt. Holy
you
shit.
got
That's right.
Holy shit. Wow.
Oh my God,
Wow.
the Blackhawks got Connor Bedard.
Wow.
Oh my
all I can
God.
say is now we
Burn
have something
Twitter to the
write
ground.
about.
Oh,
Burn the comment sections to the ground. Everyone is going to be so mad.
And the-
Incredible.
Fixed league.
Pixley. Holy crap.
You know what? Now we have something to
Wow.
write about. This is fantastic.
Whoa.
I just unbelievable. The internet's gonna explode tonight. Cal Davidson's got a giant goofy grin on his face.
Yeah, he's bricked up right
just-
now.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they better
look at
have
me trying
Davidson.
so hard. Look at him. He's like giggling like a schoolboy.
Yeah.
He better be waist up from this shot. That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all
what
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying. That's what I'm saying, man.
Oh God. Now the worst part is that tanking worked. Son of a bitch.
Well,
it
that
didn't.
remains,
It
that
didn't.
remains-
No.
Interesting.
Well.
He didn't even tank properly though.
That's okay. Just
What a
being
half-ass
you
tank.
can only try to tank if you're in a big city and they'll rig the draft in your favor. That's the only way it can work.
I love that 40% of the rest of the NHL can suck it. Like those fans.
So that means Fantilli likely going to Anaheim then, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
excellent because he and Zegras will be great together. Like,
That's what I was going to say. Like, that's actually
Well,
still pretty good for them.
McTavish too. Yeah, no, they're going to be really good. And part of the reason they were so bad this year was Drysdale was hurt. Like they don't have any goaltending, but they have some really good young players in Anaheim.
But they don't
I
have
look
Connor
forward to,
Bedard, do they?
Yeah, I look forward to beating them in the Western Conference Finals many times in the next few years.
oh my.
Well,
Holy
further
shit.
than a few. Wow.
Oh my god. It actually it all worked. Like something good happened for the something
For the
good happened
fan?
for the this is the first for the people in the fan base. It's the first time something good has happened since what?
Their first #1 pick since Kane.
Well,
But
since
it's
2015, right?
since they won the cup, it's been it's I wouldn't say steady downhill because there was a peak and then a valley and then another peak and then a plummet and then it's just been it's been a roller coaster ride that has overall trended down and it feels like it's been down at the bottom for the last 3 years. But now, like this has to be
Wow, look at these 3 goats and fucking Bucha Gross on my TV. Sorry.
They really did spoil that though. Like literally everybody was like, "Oh my god, what did they do?" They just showed the screen when behind Kevin Weeks, I guess, and yeah, whew.
I just man, wow.
Chelios is
I'm-
loving it too.
Of course he
And
is.
and the Hawks, don't they have another first round pick late because it's from Tampa?
Is
Yeah,
that
Yes.
it's going to
it'll be
be
19 or 20? Yeah, sorry, Eric.
Well, that's not
Well,
even
yeah, no.
that late, so that's
if
pretty
Florida
good.
wins.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
dude.
They're all the same at that point. Mill, you keep saying not that late, but all value picks at that point are the same.
I'll take your word for it, but I mean, it's to me, I'm like, hey, you know what? It's something for me to write about,
Yeah.
which makes me excited.
Also, every time I bring that up, I always feel bad because I sit there and think, okay, technically the value is the same, so you shouldn't get like super excited about them. I'm always more in favor of quantity over quality. Like I wouldn't mind them trading down with those types of picks rather than trading up or something. But at the same time, the higher the pick, the more maneuverability a team has. That way, if they do want to trade backwards, they can. If they have a fuck ton of other picks, so they can trade up if they really want to. Or they can just stay where they are and pick the player that they actually want. So good for them. I'm not trying to like my one vendetta against first round picks. It's just because people use that phrase, first round pick, as if they all mean the same thing. That's my pet peeve, not the actual selection of later round.
And maybe this is something we could look into over the summer because I feel like the idea of first round pick it's different it's different in other sports. Like I think the NHL is closer to the NBA where it's like the top 5 it's like the top 5 or 10 and after that it maybe even sooner like it might be closer to the 5 than the 10 where the value of what you can expect out of that pick drops off
you know what?
drastically.
This deserves an Eliza dance.
Yes, it absolutely does. But
I think
like in the NFL, you can get a day one starter with a late first round pick, but in the NHL, a late first round pick is a lot more of a crapshoot. And then baseball,
I think
that's
the reason
a whole
for
other
that
story.
is I think the reason for that is the NBA is essentially positionless these days. And hockey, while it's not positionless, it's definitely a different style than it used to be. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where that comes in. But, once you get past 10, I mean, it really comes down to if you have good scouts and if you luck out.
Yeah. Well, all right. We're gonna take a quick timeout. We're gonna gather ourselves, and then we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about what this means in the long term, because this is a pretty substantial day for the Blackhawks. This pretty much this changes things significantly for the better in a way that I don't think has happened in a very long time, and I'm sure we all just got very excited about it. So we're going to take a quick timeout, and on the other side of that timeout, we're going to come back and talk about some more Connor Bedard, who's coming to the freaking Chicago Blackhawks. So yeah, come on back for all of that.
Recording stopped.
I can't believe you all had to wait.